everybody, welcome to the stream. Welcome. I'm not Curious, your Catboy Assassin from Cyberpunk Futures, also singer and is at your service. And today we're here for some more Punishing Grey Raven. But yeah, we're here and we're back. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well, because we're here and we're back. Continue the story of Shaper's Ripples, aka the main story. So yeah, I'm super excited to continue. But yeah, hope you're all doing well today on this fine afternoon. But yeah, we're here, we're back. But yeah, I'm super excited to continue, man. But yeah, man, this story has been getting pretty good so far. And I can't wait to see what comes up next, at least. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. But yeah, I'm super excited to continue. And just, yeah, the story has been great so far. And yeah, let's see how the rest of this goes. So yeah, let's start. Froggy and the Four-Leaf Clover. Alright, let's go. As soon as you walk out of the infirmary, waves of commotion beyond the side corridor wash over you. Peering through the fire safety window, you see the summoned mercenaries standing in a semicircle. Their gestures are betraying fear and tension. Oh shit, that ain't good. Some clutch their weapons close to their chest, scanning their surroundings as if expecting some great threat to emerge at any moment. Explain yourself, you have to tell us everything. Calm down, she's just a kid. Oh damn. This isn't about her being a child. We all saw that monster. What happens if it gets loose? How can we ensure our parents and loved ones stay safe? You weren't exactly sane when you were beating people up and stealing our stuff. Yeah, we were desperate and hungry, so we stole some food. Once we're out, we'll accept any legal consequences. If we have to serve time, none of us will run from it. But those monsters are a completely different story. Damn. Oh, damn. Things are not going well. Looks like things are kind of going off the rails. What's going on? Lucia gives a slight shake of her head, signaling you to wait and see how things unfold. Oh, damn. You asked about that device, so I told you the truth. Chaos gave it to me. She said we could use it to protect ourselves. This she you're talking about. She could use that thing to protect us, or she could use it to trap us. Isn't that the exact same thing that's kept us trapped here for so many days? We didn't understand before because we'd never seen it, but now we get it. Damn. Chaos. It's right to be wary of hetero creatures, but we need to cooperate with her for now. Why don't you go talk to them? They should be more familiar with you this time. Alright. Lucia pushes open the door, her expression remaining stern. Damn. Smile, Lucia, just like before. Stay calm and composed. Oh, look who's up. The wimp who had to be carried around yesterday. You should give him a couple punches. Wait, I'm sorry. I already got taste of her fist last night. Damn. It seems that Lucia's persuasion last night involved more than just words. Damn. Perfect timing. You said you help everyone escape and we believed you. That's why we gathered everyone here. What's the deal with this monster the kid mentioned? It can control those barriers? If it can come and go as it pleases and shut people out whenever it wants. What's stopping it from sealing this place off and doing whatever it wants once we're gone? Oh, damn. Don't tell me you two are working with it. No, we're about to address the matters related to her right now. What? There's another hidden trouble in the city other than chaos. She's the source of all those monsters patrolling the streets. Remember the mechanical riot you mentioned last night? Those hetero creatures share the same root cause. The same problem exists beyond Constellia. You'll still encounter such machines once you leave. So it's basically the end of the world out there. No way. You see the situation for yourself once you leave. How do you plan to deal with the problem here? By working with that monster? The cooperation is temporary. Even Chaos fears that lurking threat. We'll deal with her, but only after we eliminate the greater danger. This will be dangerous, and you could get caught in the crossfire. That's why we want you to evacuate. There are people out there who need your help more. If Commander and I were scheming something, we could have killed you all right here. Well, damn. Lucia draws her pyrokatana as flames ignite in her hair. Without her taking a single step forward, everyone backs away several meters. Oh, damn. If you think I can't handle this alone, feel free to test that theory. Okay. The people stand at a distance, exchanging bewildered glances before breaking into hushed whispers. Let us discuss this among ourselves. Lucia seats her weapon and nods to the captain. The mercenaries retreat to where Chico stands at the far end. Alright. Yuko has been staying in the corner, now finds herself unexpectedly in the spotlight. Hi. Mustering every ounce of courage, she approaches. That hidden trouble you mentioned earlier, were you talking about Cradle? Yes. Do you know what she really is? Oh. She voices the question that Cradle has always left unanswered. It's quite a long story. She's like a disaster-born new human, but her nature is actually more complex. I talked with her for a while. She told me she was a character created by an author. That's not wrong, but it's more like she's using that character as a vessel, similar to possession? More like personality data conflict. Sounds about the same. Amidst the surrounding clamor, she takes a step back and leans warily against the wall. Well, at least the Cradle I spoke to is real and didn't deceive me right from the beginning. She takes a deep breath. Damn. What did Cradle talk to you about? Hi Tartogius, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Mostly far-fetched stories. Would you mind telling me more? There might be some crucial intelligence in there. Intelligence? Do the stories she saw on the Red Tide really count as intel? Oh, and something about her creator and their will. Anything else? Apart from those, well, she said she came from the future. And something about her being... I didn't quite understand that part. Some sort of administrator, I think. Damn. She's something to do in that future. But she failed before completing it, and she still couldn't figure out exactly why she failed. Yeah, alright. No problem, Tartogius. Just... hi. But yeah, thanks for saying hi, Tartogius. Yeah, she had something to do in that feature, but she failed before completing it. And she still couldn't figure out exactly why she failed. Thank you for the hydrate, redeem, and stretch redeem, Tartogus. God. Exactly why she failed. Alright. Alright, after you arrived, just last night, she came to me and said some weird things. What did she say? She asked if I remembered how many times I had died, and if I ever had dreamed of becoming a butterfly. Oh, damn. That ain't good. I had no idea what she meant by that. Could she be talking about the tale of the butterfly dream? Maybe she meant something more literal. After you experienced death once in Constellia, there were times in your dreams when your vision followed the butterflies, as if you had become one of them. So what is it? She said she came here from the future, that she could travel through time. In some futures, she'd actually killed you. She killed me, but why? Because she killed Chico, and you sought revenge. Chico? No way, she promised me that if I found my sister, she'd give me a chance to help her. How could she have killed her? Her response that time was... who cares? Who cares? Is it also because of that personality data conflict you mentioned? It's a bit different, but you could think of it that way. Is there any other way to bring her back her original self? It might be possible, but I don't know how exactly. She's not completely forgotten you. She turned her consciousness into one of those butterflies around her and willingly swallowed it. Maybe you mean something special to her. Special? Me? Yeah, she said she would give you a chance to hurt her. What do you mean? I don't understand either. Do you know all this because you're also from the future just like her? Yes. Just as I thought. So time travel really does exist. Please tell me, what's going to happen? Was she right? Will everyone really get caught in a calamity that never ends? Yes. What about me? Kreno mentioned that in your future, you're familiar with my sister Chico. Do you know me? Lucia casts a questioning look at you. Didn't Cradle tell you anything about your own future? She did. That's exactly what I want to hear from you again. Bianca once mentioned that Chico had a younger sister in the support force, but she fell in battle during a mission. And then how did I die? Did it cause trouble for Chico? Her sister was injured and corrupted before running into an ascendant. When Chico saw her sister still calling out for help, she couldn't bring herself to strike her down, and instead tried to save her. That's a reasonable judgment of the situation. But she still turned and corrupted. Under the Ascendant's control, she detonated the device at the bottom of the building, killing all 14 constructs who were conducting an investigation there. Chico survived, but she was gravely wounded in the process. She originally had the potential to use a specialized frame, but after that explosion, her mind was severely damaged and she lost that qualification forever. Damn, okay. So she could have gotten a new frame, huh? Damn. That sucks, dude. Wow. So she could have potentially had a playable, you know, form. Okay, damn. Hey Fuzzy, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Hey, welcome. It's going pretty well, Fuzzy. Welcome. Hey, Celestial, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the day's going alright so far. Yeah, we're currently reading a chapter so far. And yeah, we've already started a little bit, but yeah. So we're basically talking... Oh. So basically we're talking with Yuko, Chico's sister right now. And and we also talked with some of the mercenaries on what to do about the whole, about like, you know, chaos and telling everybody about chaos and stuff. And telling everybody of the real threat, which is Cradle. And now we're talking to Yuko alone, and we're basically telling her about the future and what happens to her and her fate, and all the timelines and all that stuff, and the time loop. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Celestial. And right now we're talking about what happened to Chico and Yuko and our future currently, the rich future that we're from. So yeah. Basically that and basically Yuko's fate was she turned corrupted and detonated a bomb that killed 14 people and severely injured her sister. So yeah. And I was just lamenting the fact that Chico probably lost her playable status because it was said. Yeah, for basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. And also the fact that, lamenting that Chico could have been playable, but she basically lost that when she was severely damaged. Because they did mention that she was a candidate to receive a special frame. She had the ability to receive a special frame, but like, because her mind was severely injured, she kind of lost that qualification, so you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, at least. Also, Lucia basically threatened to punch a mercenary. Considering a mercenary that was shit-talking us. The commandant, us, you know. So yeah, there was also that. For real, Fuzzy, for real. Well, I mean, it was her second time, for real. Well, actually, it was also revealed that this was the second time she threatened to punch them. Or, like, punched the guy. And this was, like, the second time the threat came through. Because apparently she punched the guy, like, already when we were out, you know. So, yeah, for real, Celestial, yeah. But, yeah, currently reading this flashback. Even so, when she merged with the hetero creature, she managed to retain a fragment of herself, preventing that massive body from going berserk. Bianca's hands paused briefly as she sorted through the mission reports. She never let go of her regret. Even though she knew her sister couldn't possibly survive after falling into the Ascendant's hands, she still couldn't bring herself to end it. To make someone give up before they fought to their last breath. That would be too cruel. I'm sure that's what Commandant would say. But for most people, the ability to fight till the very end is a privilege reserved for heroes only. Though even as I say this, if I were faced with making that same choice about someone important to me, I'd probably hesitate for that crucial moment too. Can you tell me? You fell during a rescue mission of the support force. And before that, you had saved many lives and you were gone. After you were gone, even the captain of the support force would still speak of you. You haven't answered my question. Did I get many people killed by working with the wrong side, just like now? No one could have controlled their fate in that situation. It was an accident, not intentional harm. In the future, you'll meet many people whose lives you'll save. Don't blame yourself for something beyond your control. Damn. Though Lucia speaks these words, her brow remains tightly furrowed. Oh, animated art? Okay. Through countless cycles of death, she has witnessed the pain Yuko brought, even understanding the circumstances and inner turmoil behind those actions. The wounds torn in her heart run too deep to simply absolve with a smile. In the face of inescapable desires and suffering, all words of reason and forgiveness shatter like fragile glass. So it's true, Kratos wasn't lying to me. Thank you for being willing to share it with me. Go talk to Chico. Tragedy isn't inevitable. We've talked already. She told me she kept her distance because of the sensitive nature of her work, and she realized those mercenaries died because I sought help from Kratos. Her gaze drifts to Chico in the distance, their shared silence speaking volumes about the rift between them. Damn. If you had a sister like me, would you forgive her? Lucia lowers her eyes as distant memories surge before her like relentless waves. I'm not in any position to answer whether your real sister would forgive you or not. Looking at Yuko, Lucia speaks these words as much as herself as to Yuko. If my sister were in your situation, I think rather than answering on behalf of the victims whether to forgive her, I would want to tell her, from the beginning, something else entirely. Huh? Your existence alone has meaning. You don't have to sacrifice something just to justify your right to live peacefully. That's not kindness. It only harms you in the end. Damn. What a quote. That's wrong, and once you start down the wrong path, you'll keep falling deeper into the abyss, trying to make up for that first mistake. And once you step into that abyss, victimhood breeds hatred, and hatred leads to hurting others. Breaking free from this vicious cycle often demands an even greater sacrifice in time. Yuko, if you could stand at the beginning of it all and look back at the choices you made, is Chico's forgiveness really what you're asking about? Suddenly, a bitter, self-mocking laugh escapes Yuko's lips as she leans against the wall, slowly sliding down to the ground. Damn. I'm the one who can't forgive myself. I made a mistake and couldn't forgive myself for that. And everything afterward, it was all just a cover-up. I was just desperately trying to justify my actions. You're right, the more I tried to do something about it, the more mistakes I made, desperately trying to make myself needed. What did that accomplish in the end? Oh, wow. I was too weak. I died there. Dragged so many people down with me and even hurt what little family I had left. If only I had time to grow. If only I had the power to change things. Unfortunately, there have never been any what-ifs. She pulls the little froggy from her chest and clutches it tightly in her hands, falling silent. Do you like Froggy? She bends down and crouches beside her. Yeah, I loved Froggy's stories even before I graduated. She murmurs with her head lowered. Froggy wasn't good at anything. I wanted to find a four-leaf clover of wonder so it could have a home, but it only ended up in one silly situation after another. But somehow, it still managed to find something meaningful in all those failures and mishaps. Reading those stories made me wonder, if only I could find something meaningful in my own failures, just like Froggy. Why bring this up all of a sudden? I really like Froggy as well, but I only recently found out that it has its own stories. Huh? So before that, you just liked it for its design? Yeah. You only recently found out its stories. Why? Which book did you read? The one where it started searching for a four-leaf clover to find happiness in a home. Aw. Ah, the first book. Does that story have an ending? Originally, there was one. In the end, Froggy still couldn't find a four-leaf clover, nor the home that was supposed to come with it. But Froggy took all the items gathered during his journey of failures to build a modest, run-down tent, and planted ordinary three-leaf clovers beside it. Even though they were just common clovers, Froggy tenderly nurtured and protected them until one day, it found a four-leaf clover among them. Aww. Froggy couldn't find a four-leaf clover of wonder, but ended up creating one instead. Aww. As Yuko speaks, she pulls out a froggy-shaped voice recorder from her pocket. I have a song written here for Froggy, though I only kept the instrumental track and lyrics. With a sniff, she holds back her tears and hands over the voice recorder in a solemn gesture. Lucia, I would like to give this to you. To me? Yes, you helped the people who are trapped here, and shared a lot with me. Thank you. Damn. Aw. The song never had the chance to be released. It's a miracle itself that someone who loves Froggy gets to hear it. With this miracle, I wish for you and your most cherished one to be able to create your own four-leaf clover of wonder. Thank you. Aw. I should be the one thanking you. She stands up with a wave goodbye and walks away. Aw. Lucia. Watching as Yuko's figure disappears into the distance, you softly call out to Lucia. I'm here, Commandant. The mercenaries are still in the discussion. Want to take a walk over the observation bridge? Alright. Aw. Stepping out of the infirmary, you walk onto the observation bridge, basking in the morning sunlight. The streets below appear clean and orderly, showing no trace of red tide's corruption. It seems the long night has finally passed. Oh, yo, the art, yo, that's beautiful, dude. Oh, dude, that art is amazing. Oh, dude, that's so good. Lucia stretches slightly in the sunlight, then sits down on the edge of the observation bridge, turning back to look at you. Is there something you want to say? Yeah, I agree, Celestial. Very beautiful. The look on your face when you're talking to Yuko. Were you missing your home? Yeah, a little bit. This is the golden age, when they should still be alive. Lucia. I know I can't change the past. We have more important things to do, and our own home to return to, and these words, I only say them when you ask. Lucia squints her eyes in the breeze, her gaze drifting far into the distance. Commandant, look. At the end of the leftmost street, there's an exit. It's the highest point around here, also quite far from the underground parking lot. Once everyone's gathered, we'll have them evacuate from there. Even if Cradle deploys the red tide, it'll still take some time to reach that location. With a smile, Lucia outlines the next steps of the plan. Aw, alright. As we move out, we'll take the vanguard's position, with the mercenaries covering the rear, keeping the employees protected in the middle. Commander, could you provide range support for those in the rear? Just please stay within my sight. Aw. No problem, it's indeed safer this way. Lucia nods, letting out a soft sigh against the cold wind. From here on, it's going to be one battle after another. Yep. Yeah, we can't let our guard down until we're home. Are you hiding something from me? Why do you say so? Damn. Just a feeling, I guess? It's nothing, just some uncertainties. There's no point discussing them now. We'll only know once we're inside the Enver Hetero Tower. Aw. In the end, she chooses to keep her thoughts to herself. Damn. And so, standing beside her, you also remain silent about the plans for when you enter the Enver Hetero Tower. Winter sunlight breaks through the thin clouds and force fields enveloping Constellia, casting a radiant golden hue over the city. Damn, alright. She reaches out as if to grasp something in the wind before her, then lets out a soft sigh at its intangible nature. Time to go home, Commandant. It's time for you to go home. Time for you to go home. Let's go home together. Like countless times before, you reach out to Lucia and she responds with a smile, taking her hand in hers. And the music was beautiful for this scene as well. Sure. The music for that scene was beautiful, dude. Wow. But yeah, great stuff. But yeah, that was certainly an interesting chapter for Node for real. Telling her about the future and stuff. But yeah. The calm before the storm, I guess. The calm before the storm. For real. But yeah. Well, that said, let's keep going. Yeah, it seems like it for real, Celestial. But yeah, let's keep going. A canal that leads to the galaxy. All right. Hey. As soon as you return to the infirmary, the mercenary captain approaches. We finished our discussion. Everyone trusts you and agrees to this operation. If the outside world remains safe, we'll send reinforcements to assist you. All right. But like you said, everyone's struggling to survive. Then we'll prioritize helping them first. Alright, let's do it. Right, then I'll leave the big trouble here in your hands. If things get out of control, don't hesitate to call for backup. Yes, sir, it will be. Let's go. Most of them are already waiting on the second floor. Alright. Lucia turns around and gives you a warm smile. Commandant? Yeah, it's time. Alright. I'm building second floor, alright. The previously dispirited crowd has come back alive, now eagerly discussing their upcoming plans with renewed vigor. As the construct and you step into view, the crowd falls silent in unison. Apart from the crowd at the far edge stands Chaos, fixing her gaze directly on you. Just as your eyes are about to meet, Lucia steps between you, blocking both Chaos's gaze and lurking hetero creatures from your view. The very same step places Lucia right beside you as both of you now stand together before everyone. Folks? The crowd falls into intense silence, hanging on to every word Lucia speaks. Form up behind me in the positions we planned. The hetero creatures are currently in the first floor lobby. Once the force field barrier is down, they'll rush right at us. Alright. I'll take point. While you handle any stragglers, avoid their fluid splashes at all costs. Even a single drop will cause an unstoppable infection that could lead to an amputation. Once you're out, stay away from all machines and regroup with other humans. That's your only chance of survival. That's all. Any questions? We're good. Let's move out. Rose, disable the force field. Alright, damn. Here we go. Oh boy. Hidden in the shadows, the girl listens to the thundering footsteps above. Her crimson butterflies dance around her string-playing hands. By deliberately containing the red tide, they've fallen straight into my trap, thinking I've lost control over it. The Grand Plaza shall be the perfect stage for your mass funeral. She smiles as Lucia's strike blasts through the inner doors of the exhibition hall, the shockwave carving path through the sea of hetero creatures all the way to the first floor stairs. The glimmer of hope vanishes as quickly as it appears. The remaining monsters surge forward to seal the gap, causing the hetero creatures' formation to contract by one ring. With an icy gaze, Cradle runs her fingers across the strings. In response, crimson butterflies soar over the monsters' heads, while the trembling strings echo with lingering resonance. Through the carnage and scattered crimson, Lucia at the vanguard pierces through the chaos with her gaze fixed on the girl lurking in the shadows. It's time to end this, Cradle. Damn. Dazzling flames burst forth, their radiance instantly dispersing the surrounding gloom. Ha. The heart vanishes from the girl's grasp as the crimson butterflies gather and dissolve, coalescing into a new form, a blood-red scythe materializing with its blade gleaming. As the scythe takes form, Lucia has already closed in on Cradle, her powerful strike slicing through the air with a frenzied howl. The blade flashes, ending in a devastating overhead strike. Cradle barely raises her eyes, and with just a curl of her finger, a flying head creature hurls itself at Lucia, its expendable body intercepting her fierce attack. 2, 3, 4. At Cradle's call, every hetero creature marks Lucia as their prey, lunging desperately at this radiant beacon of light. Surrounded by the hetero creatures, Lucia raises her other hand and firmly grasps her second blade. You're not taking another step forward. The light of the blades flashes, cutting through the encroaching prison of monsters. Damn, alright. Serpentine dragons of soaring flames weave a violent dance, intercentering the grotesque enemies until nothing remains. Oh, the art, okay. Lucia deflects Cradle's strike with one blade as she swiftly eliminates a weakened hetero creature with her crimson blade. Okay, the art, okay, damn. The fierce wind sends her frames ribbons fluttering. A swirl of blazing light, her twin blades flash in a synchronized arc, shattering the ever-looming despair. The platinum radiance gleams brighter than the celestial dome above, its countless luminous facets reflecting and interweaving. Within this brilliance, Lucia stands out like a sun, casting light upon all in her path. No matter where you run, I will stop you. What's the point of this? Chico, cover them while they evacuate. Copy that. Okay. Yuko also leaves the hiding spot, joining the crowd's escape. Though Lucia has drawn away most of the enemies, several stragglers still lurk at the edges, their eyes fixed on the crowd. As the mercenaries form a protective circle around the employees, herself included, their gunfire keeping the stray hetero creatures at bay, her thoughts suddenly drift back to Cradle. If only she had discovered the truth sooner. She would never let Cradle help them fight off those mercenaries, and they would still be alive. Damn. If you still hate me after this, then I shall give you a chance to hurt me. Would she hate Cradle? If she saw Chico being killed, she surely would. Caught in the middle of the crowd, Yuko watches Chico as she maintains suppressing fire against the remaining monsters alongside other mercenaries, her eyes fixed on the battlefield. Damn. In the end, she's still the one being protected. She thought things were different when working with Cradle, believing she could secretly offer food and protection to everyone. Only now does she realize the folly of her actions. She was still just relying on others. Damn. In that moment, the ground suddenly trembles with a thunderous roar, like a beast awakening from its long slumber, the violent shaking scattering the evacuating crowd. Fuck, an earthquake now of all times? Watch out, the ground is cracking! The red tide bursts forth from the ground's fissures, surging outward in an instant. Oh damn, this ain't good. Hetero creatures emerge from all directions, shaking off the tide from their bodies for charging forward with savage momentum. Those at the back of the group cry out in terror, their screams mixing with desperate footsteps as they run for their lives, afraid of being consumed by the crimson tide. Move forward, watch your step, we'll cover you! Amidst the sharp report of mercenaries' gunfire, enemies fall one after another, momentarily quelling the panic in the crowd's hearts. Like a battle horn's call, the mercenaries fire in unison, holding back the hetero creature's onslaught. The stragglers leap across the fissures one by one as the red tide surges madly behind them. Another person comes running, his face contorted with pure terror. Behind him, a head creature gives relentless chase as the ground trembles once more, churning up the tide in its wake. Oh shit, yo, dude. Amid the chaos, the employee who has been hiding in the middle of the crowd suddenly buckles at the knees and collapses, reaching forward with desperate hands. Ah! Damn. With the head of creatures breathing down his neck, Chico grabs her gun with one hand and, amid the monster's roar, uses her other hand to pull the fallen person up before giving him a firm push forward. Keep running! Don't look back! As these words ring out, the mercenary captain fires several rapid shots, taking down the head of creature in front of Chico. Watch your flanks too! Taking advantage of this brief respite, Chico catches her breath and resumes directing the evacuation group. As the crowd gradually shifts from chaos to order, Chico takes position beside Yuko, standing guard at the group's flank. Chico has been focused on the broader situation until now, turns to her sister, recalling the recent event. She asks in a low voice. Damn. Where's her gun? Still with me, but there's only one bullet left. Got any more for me? Forget it, you've never been trained to use a gun. Chico adjusts her shooting stance and reveals the dagger at her waist. Take this, we'll make it out together. Chico falls into silence once more, her focus back on guarding the flank. Sensing her sister's reluctance to speak, Yuko restrains the words she wishes to utter. But I want to help you. Yuko glances once more at the dagger in her hand, then at the gun she doesn't know how to use. She looks up at the battlefield. A few more Hero creatures fall, but their armies continue to emerge from the tide in an endless onslaught. In mere moments, the red tide erupts amid the earthquake. The crimson circle of death rapidly constricts, like a giant head crushing what little space remains for the survivors to escape. As a massive wave threatens to swallow the crowd whole, desperate screams erupt from the group. Damn. They're fucking charging us again! Ah! An agile figure suddenly appears at the front of the group. That monster? Chaos extends her hand and force field unfurls, blocking most of the hetero creatures while creating a temporary shelter against the encroaching red tide. The exit's right ahead. Disable the force field behind us and let everyone retreat. I don't think she has a hand to spare. The moment we turn around, we'll get drowned. The young man swings his baseball bat at the approaching hetero creature's neck, as if venting days of pent-up frustration. Then he grabs Darcy, who struggles to keep pace with the group due to her frail constitution, practically dragging her along by the arm. Barley, slow down, slow down if you don't move now. The whistling of bullets cuts his words short as the mercenary captain takes down a struggling monster, throwing a sharp glance at the two. Shut up and move! Damn. Yet disasters are like holes that can't be plugged. No sooner is one crisis contained than terrified screams erupt from another direction. Ah, stay back! A hetero creature lunges at Mona, its deformed claws gleaming with murderous intent. Following behind Mona, Yuko freezes for a moment before springing into action. Mona! Yuko's body moves on instinct. She dashes forward and shoves Mona out of the way. The claws still come down, leaving horrific gashes across Yuko's leg. Oh shit. Ah! The pain, rather than bringing her down, only serves to tighten her grip on the dagger. With newfound courage surging through her, she drives her blade deep into the hetero creature's neck. Hey, let's go! A fluid splatters and the monster collapses. The blade panic suddenly seizes Yuko's entire being. She falls back onto the ground, too terrified to even pull her dagger free. Yuko! I'm fine. Her voice trembles as she grasps Mona's outstretched hand. Attempting to rise, the wounds on her leg prove too much, causing her to collapse back down. Oh, damn. Yuko, what were you thinking? Now you can't even walk. It's okay, it's not that bad. I can just walk slowly. What are you talking about? I'm not complaining about your walking speed. I know, but I'm just glad you're safe. After all, you're the one who found a job here and brought me along. Consider this my way of saying thank you. Mona lets out a sigh, saying no more words. She grabs Yuko again and with all her strength pulls Yuko up from the ground. I'll help you. We'll walk together. Thank you, but... The words reach your lips, but come out as barely a mumble. Damn. You should go ahead. I'll only slow you down with my pace. Alright. Mona glances at the departing group. She loosens her grip and hurries back to catch up with them. The moment she reunites with the group, the ground violently shakes again. The red tide surges forth, separating Yuko from everyone else. Yuko? Don't worry, I'll wait for Lucia to help take me over. You all go ahead. Damn. It is her choice to make. Mona has no right to intervene. She watches as Yuko limps up the stairs, then turns to join the moving crowd. Damn, this is getting real intense, man. Wow. The never-ending red tide slowly devours the lowlands. As the evacuating crowd seeks refuge within the sanctuary produced by chaos under the mercenaries' protection. Rose pours every ounce of her strength into dismantling the force field. Despite the repeated tremors within chaos the sanctuary, it manages to stabilize with each surge of energy she unleashes. All eyes are fixed on Rose, hearts torn between utter despair and overflowing hope. Yuko catches sight of Chico in the crowd, who scans the sea of faces, seemingly seeking her sister's presence among the throng. The mercenary captain pats Chico's shoulder, her gaze sweeping over the encroaching foes before pressing his last remaining bullets into her hands, a silent passing of responsibility. Chico accepts it without a word, shredding her role as a sister to once again become a protector. Alright. A sudden whoosh through the air shatters her momentary peace. Oh, yo, okay, the art, okay. Damn, this art is good. This art is cool, okay. Okay. Oh, and the music is great as well. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, Celestial. A sudden whoosh through the air shatters her momentary peace. Kratos has been trapped in the exhibition hall, now breaks through Lucia's blockade. Damn, alright. Looks like you're at the end of your rope again. She doesn't even spare another glance at Yuko on the stairs, her eyes fixed on the sea people in the construct standing in her way. Damn. One-on-one, I wouldn't stand a chance against you, but with all these people around, ensuring their safety is sure to distract you. Lucia rushes in with a fierce slash, cutting off both Kratos' advance and her taunt in one swift motion. A slight smirk crosses Kratos' lips as she swings her scythe to meet Lucia's blade. Sparks explode from their violent collision. Damn, alright. What exactly are you, Kratos? In her daze, she recalls the question she once asked. My name is Kratos. Who I am is a more difficult question to answer. But I think I lost my creator, and because of that, I've been searching for stories of other creators. It's not my mission, and just consider it a regret, or maybe a hobby. Cradle has shown her kindness before. When exactly did she start to change? Oh, damn. It's more like she's using that character as a vessel, similar to possession? More like personality data conflict. Two personalities dwell within her body. The kindness Yuko felt back then wasn't a lie. Is there any way to bring back her original self? It might be possible, but I don't know how exactly. Damn. She turned her consciousness into one of those butterflies around her and willingly swallowed it. Maybe it means something special to her? Damn. Special me? Yeah, she said she would give you a chance to hurt her. That butterfly, is it still there? Her memories are interrupted by shouts from behind. Turning around again, Yuko sees that the evacuating group has opened both the barrier and the disaster and containment wall. The red tide surges forward another step, as if eager to drown everyone's hopes, forcing people to scream and push their way out as death inches ever closer. Damn. Evacuate one by one. Those who can still fight, stay behind to cover. Everyone else go first. Yuko! Her sister calls out to Yuko, finally noticing the insurmountable red tide that separates them. Oh, damn. Yuko! Yuko's surprised. Her sister, whom she views as capable of overcoming any challenge, stands frozen in place, only able to utter her name once more. Once again, she finds herself becoming a burden to Chico. Chico, you know what? Cradle told me that in the future I'll end up being a burden to you and everyone around you. Huh? Chico sees Yuko break into an inexplicable smile, but still can't make out what she's saying. I've been thinking about what someone like me could possibly do, but no matter how much I racked my brain, I just can't find an answer. Across the distance, her words fail to reach the other side again. Speak up, I can't hear you! Yuko, hurry up and get Lucia to bring you over here. We're running out of time. This exit needs to be sealed right now. Damn. Half of the crowd has already pushed and shoved their way out, and Mona, after shouting her warning, squeezes through the narrow exit. Yuko, answer me! How could she possibly answer? What words could give her legs the strength to cross this uncrossable river? All she can do is gaze at Chico, listening as the sounds of combat between Cradle and Lucia draw closer and more frantic. Perfect, since you opened the barrier, I might as well take advantage of this chance. You're not getting past here! Oh really? Then let me present you with a trolley problem. I've been planning for quite a while. Amidst Cradle's laughter, the long-suppressed red tide and head creature suddenly burst forth, lunging at the commander who is providing support behind Lucia. Stop me or stop those header creatures. If you choose me, my little soldiers might just run wild everywhere. As Lucia charges without hesitation toward the commander surrounded by red tide and header creatures, the girl dashes past the red tide, making a beeline for the crowded exit. Damn. Chaos! Guarding the gate, Chaos hears the cry, but maintaining the force field has already drained her strength. She's in no condition to face Cradle head-on. As seeing Chico hasn't evacuated, Chaos stands her ground, refusing to abandon her post. Watch out! The scythe's blade crashes forcefully against Chaos's force field, tearing open wounds across the doll's fragile arms. Just one more strike and everything will crumble. Cradle! She screams at that body, one that will never answer her call. I remember now. How you kill me? And what happened with that butterfly? That is nothing but a complete lie. Damn. How could someone with no connection to the Hetero Tower remember things from for the time rewind? Yet again, Agent Zero hesitates in her attack upon hearing this false intel, turning around to look back with Cradle. Okay. Now I understand why the Crater you spoke of made that choice in the end. With a smile, she raises the gun loaded with a lone bullet, though unaware how to wield it. There's one spot she knows she can't miss. Oh shit, yo, what? Oh god. Okay, yikes. Let the rotten wood burn. Oh fuck. Okay, that's graphic. That is graphic. Blood erupts like flames, blooming into a single-winged red butterfly from Yuko's loose hair. Damn. With countless words of worthless wishes and farewells left unsaid, she crumbles heavily onto the ground and rolls into the red tide. Yikes for real, Celestial. Yuko! A familiar ring emanates from the butterfly she had once swallowed, compelling Cradle to lower her hands. Run, Chico! The captain's firm grip seizes Chico by the collar, scoops up Rose, and forcefully pulls them both through the narrow exit. As the last person evacuates, the force field finally seals shut once more. Yuko! Before there's any time to confirm anything, Lucia carries you up and leaps into the air. Well, damn. Within the red tide, Cradle slowly approaches Yuko, pensively taking her into her arms. In the howling wind, Lucia's expression remains inscrutable, and yet her grip noticeably tightens around you. Commandant. Regardless of the weight burning her heart, she cannot look back on this one-way path. Damn. No one knows what emotion stirred within Yuko as she pulled the trigger. Damn, that's a graphic piece of art. Was it because of that insurmountable red tide? Was it to buy a few precious seconds against Cradle? Damn. Or was it because she learned what the future held? Or perhaps she had fallen into despair about her own life. Was it truly the right decision to tell Yuko about the future? Should one glimpse into the changed future, the survivors would affirm without hesitation, yes, her death was the right choice. Many will survive that incident, and Chico's mind will not be damaged trying to save her. Damn. In the distant future, when Chico dies at the Copperfield Aquarium, her hetero-humanoid form will be able to process more intricate data, thanks to her intact mind. The world will mark this as a turning point, guiding humanity toward a more stable, prosperous future, until one day they can safely venture into the cosmos. Damn. And how much more rotten wood must we burn? How many heroes must die with regrets, and how many more righteous deaths must we endure? Before we can build a canal of wounds leading to the Sea of Stars. Damn. Damn, alright. No gameplay time.
指挥官，我已经提前激活了权限，只要从地下停车场的电梯里下去就好。别离我太远。
Time
他
to
连这种事
follow.
都能做到了。
Oh
我的
shit.
权限确实被那种链接削弱了不少，但他还没准备好。你们的钥匙就要耗尽了，尽快撤离。我们的目的地是依据塔。指挥官，从这
Stay away
边走。
from Cradle, huh? Okay.
再来参加一次舞会吧。
Oh shit.
留
Okay.
在我的视野范围内，指挥官。
All right, time to. All right, time to shoot, boys.
放开指挥官！抱歉，我本该保护好你，
Oh shit, yo.
路都被他堵上了。这样下去，你终于肯出现了，卡俄斯。
Chaos,
指挥
thank
官
you.
这边，让我看看，你还能承受多少？这是我最新记录保存下来的乐曲，来听听看吧。
Oh no, thank you.
又是一颗生物，你们的计划执行的太早了，至少要在经历14重复的干扰，我才有可能无法反抗。 这也是你和卡俄斯交易的一部分吗，指挥官？机会就要来了。就快到了。故事的结局，濒死的英雄跌跌撞撞地跑进了回家的隧道，却无力击退无处不在的狼。 这算是引狼入室吗？指挥官，输入临时密码，数字和上次一样，我来掩护。指挥官，你记不清了吗？密码是973-654。指挥官，你记不清了吗？密码是973-654。验证
Alright,
通过
there we
了，
go.
我们走。留在我的红潮中吧，我会好好把你保存下来。彼女が来ています。早く先に。
No, thank you.
指揮官。
Chaos? Oh shit, yo, okay. Well, damn. That was certainly a way to end it. Okay. Cliffhanger. But yeah. Damn, that was a hell of a way to end that last story node. But yeah, damn. But yeah, let's keep going. The search for tomorrow. Taking advantage of Cradle's momentary pause, you step once again into the nightmare-shrouded elevator. Alright. No sooner do you enter the hidden ford than the red tide surges through the shadowy tunnel alongside its master. Even with the sharp decline in hetero creatures, Cradle, born from both the red tide and the hetero tower, remains nearly invincible. Alright. Watching as the two figures struggle and tunnel from the shadows, Chaos suppresses the urge to step in and help again. You're going weaker. Under no circumstances should you engage in zero once more in your current state. Every move is a gamble with her life. She must exercise caution. You know what? I've never felt such joy before. With a smile, Cradle effortlessly evades Lucia's lightning-fast slash. The key of yours is useless now, isn't it? Among the three of you, taking out just one would be enough to crush Vonnegut's plans. Once I lose the key, it will be difficult to keep Agent Zero away from the core. I won't be able to force her out of the Inver Hetero Tower like before. This isn't just about her life. When Vonnegut's plans fall apart, everyone will have to pay the price. The few remaining Hetero creatures charge at Lucia in unison. In the narrow tunnel, there's nowhere to dodge. In that split second of hesitation, their combined force sends her reeling. Okay. If not for her thruster steadying her just in time, she would have crashed straight into the red tide beside her. It will severely strain your frame. The first use won't be fatal, but repeated usage will eventually exceed your limits. Chaos clearly understands what Vonnegut's left unsaid. One more use of his gift means stepping right into the abyss. Now who should I eat first? Lucia, I've never gotten the chance to finish you off completely. The terrain here works against you. Such a rare opportunity, you'll do nicely. No thank you. I don't appreciate that. Yeah, a new cage of spikes erupts from the ground, like demon claws rising from the abyss to drag their airborne prey back to Earth. The punishing crystals explode into an intersecting trap, instantly blinding Lucia's joints in their grip. The crystals contract and compress, shackling the captain of Grey Raven until every possible movement is sealed away. Bring it on! Lucia! Deep in the shadows, Chaos clenches both fists. Do you know why I chose the clones to make the key? Watching as her obstacle falls into a new predicament, Cradle calmly shifts her attention to a different target. Damn, alright. Let the rotten wood burn. The only chance of survival, the only gamble, lies in the corruption Yuka left behind. Her strength that will last mere moments. Just kidding, I'd rather kill that commandant one more time. No thank you. I would not like to die. If the gamble pays off, she will not die here. If it fails, she will be the only one who does. Stay calm. Do not go out there. This is all part of a greater plan. No, there's no chance left. No chance at all. If anyone dies here, everything will be beyond saving. Why do others have to sacrifice themselves to complete my consciousness? Quato races her scythe against the human who's about to reach the rift. Why? Why am I the only one who can't do it? A flash of red light plummets. Commandant! Yes. An arc of fluorescent blue takes the fierce assault, dissolving the lethal strike's force bit by bit. Okay, damn. The doll races the force field ahead, her hands trembling as countless wounds appear across her forearms. Watch out! Lucia finally shatters the punishing crystals, imprisoning her and dashes over. Sounds nice. The ghost swings her scythe upwards, its arc of light blocking Lucia's path, yet its true target is Chaos, now too weak to parry the attack. Before your very eyes, the doll's severed limbs fly past, dissolving into a myriad crimson sparks midair. The ghastly wound sends shivers down your spine, while the crystal facets mirror your stunned expression. The fading trails light appear to sweep away every remnant of Chaos's consciousness. Down. The gamble is lost, and once again she has to meet such a hasty end. Down. Through her dying eyes, Chaos watches as Lucia seizes her chance to dash past Cradle and grab you, the rift now a mere inches away. At least you can. The executioner's blade plunges toward her chest, piercing through her body without hesitation. Damn. Chaos breaks into a smile, trying to shift her gaze toward the rift, hoping to confirm with her dying breath that you have safely returned to the tower. Alright. But she sees no one there. Instead, a long-forgotten warmth emanates from behind as someone swiftly holds her shattered body in their arms. Chaos! In her daze, a brilliant white light blooms in Chaos's blurred vision. She hears Kratos' voice filled with displeasure, and then... Now, let's go! In an instant, the rift swallows all three of them into darkness. Okay, let's go. The hollow echo of running footsteps reverberate through the air. The Kratos no longer pursues them. Chaos lies grievously wounded in your arms. Her condition so severe that even direct contact barely causes any corruption symptoms. In the fading of this shattered form, not only does Chaos's life wane, but the entire Enver Hetero Tower crumbles. Along with her. Tremors shake the tower as the path beneath warps grotesquely, the surrounding structures threatening to collapse at any moment. Damn, that's yikes. Lucia leaps to her side, shattering and protruding in crystal brick. Any progress? She's still alive. The trap she set along the way overpower Kratos' attacks. It's because of Yuko. We must find Vonnegut first. He's the only one who can save Chaos. Understood. I'll use the flight module. Hold on tight to me, Commandant. Yeah, I'm alright. Alright. Looking down at Chaos in your arms, her body resembles a shattered porcelain doll with a large piece missing. After sensing the weakening connection of that estranged cradle, her kindred hetero creatures no longer held back, begin emanating from both sides of the red tide. Oh damn, that ain't good. Hang in there, you have to make it. Core level, alright. The core trembles as its luminescence flickers and shatters. Vonnegut's brow furrows as he places chaos within a cluster of crystals that cradles her like swaddling clothes. Oh damn, that's grotesque. No matter how many times he softly calls out Chaos's name, she remains unresponsive. Any progress? Before Vonnegut can answer, unhurried footsteps echo from behind. The three of you turn around to face the young girl who has once again appeared. We meet again, Mr. Vonnegut. Her smiling eyes widen, only to reveal nothing but coldness within. Perhaps I should call you by a different name. What would you prefer, Professor Trout, Number 7, or Nemo? You've recovered your memories, Agent Zero. Indeed, all thanks to the memories you left to Chaos. We still haven't answered my question. Well, all of that is irrelevant now. With the key gone, you're at a loss. My child will soon be back in my arms. Why don't you drop your force field? Let me have a taste of the memories amassed by a lone man like yourself in your pitiful attempt to stay alive. Damn. Would it be much better to be remembered and harvested by me rather than to fade into complete oblivion? You're always so rude in that case. Countless hetero creatures emerged from the shadows behind the girl. Don't say I didn't warn you. Kratos takes a step forward, and all the hetero creatures surge forth at once. Countless fissures spread from beneath Kratos' feet, and menacing crimson light erupts through the splintering ground. The crimson blast shatters against the blue barrier, then clings to every crack like viscous mud. Damn. Surrounded by a tidal wave of enemies, Kratos channels with both hands, forcing the crimson power to tear a collapsing breach in the agent's steadfast shield. Lucia! Roger. A decisive beam of white light plunges into the enemy swarm from above, unleashing a circular storm. Without hesitation, she delivers an aerial slash, shattering the harp in the girl's hands. This open terrain certainly works to your advantage. Kratos clips her tongue in irritation, her gaze piercing past Lucia and through all the obstacles to fix upon the human commanded protecting Chaos. The moment her gaze finds a target, Vonnegut instantly appears before you, raising his hand to block her piercing stare. Vonnegut? Either way, find a way to wake Chaos up, or prepare to merge with her. You have no means to expel Agent Zero from the tower. We'll turn to an endless war of attrition here. Damn. The agent glances at Chaos' broken form, then his raised hand grasps an unfamiliar blade of golden light. Okay. Tell your construct to cooperate. Given the situation, she doesn't need me to tell her. Do you really think you can stop me with the key? Without the key? A blade of golden light cuts through the air as Vonnegut strikes silences Cradle mid-sentence. Alright. He and the airborne Lucia align perfectly in a diagonal formation, their white and golden lights intertwining as they target Cradle at the intersecting point. Okay. Hovering in stillness, they hold their breath. The crimson hetero waves continue to surge chaotically. Oh? Damn, okay. In a flash, twin blade streaks tear through the air. Countless blade shadows burst forth simultaneously, cutting off all of Kratos' escape routes one after another. Okay, let's go. Ghosts form shadows under their combined assault, but all that remains is a contemptuous sneer. Alright. Vonnegut pauses, then in one fluid motion spins and swings his light blade, instantly cutting down the phantom that has materialized behind him. The dissipating crimson light spirals through the air, and a mere moment later, Cradle appears floating high above, composed and unhurried as she plucks another note from her harp. Damn, alright. The berserk grows even more savage, while the surrounding hetero creatures within the red tide completely lose control under the harp's melody. The surging tempest threatens to drown every living being in this overwhelming storm. The thunder's crashes and piercing whistles slice through the air, interweaving and clashing as successive flashes of light illuminate the chaotic scene unfolding before your eyes. Damn, okay. Even joining forces with Vonnegut isn't enough to suppress Cradle now? Chaos! Chaos! The Shattered Doll remains unresponsive, her hollow shell barely clinging to existence. Oh, damn. This marks the last chance, but as Vonnegut warned, fighting here will only lead to endless attrition. Without Agent Zero's successor, no one dares to kill Cradle here. What can you do? Is there any other choice besides merging with Chaos now? But even if you were to merge with Chaos, this human body of yours hasn't been properly prepared with the necessary medicine. Question of despair and grief swell within you, their deafening echo making it hard to breathe. Oh damn, Jesus. Looking up again, Cradle has broken through all obstacles, now just one step away from the Inver Hetero Tower's core. She raises her hand, the Crimson Force churning in response. Oh shit, yo? Oh, the art? No, that's the hope Lee left for everyone after going through countless hardships. Stop! Lucia rushes forward, but the waves of hetero creatures block her path, bringing her down like a bird with broken wings. Vonnegut stands firm, launching countless yellow crystals straight at Cradle, only to watch them all disintegrate and shatter midway. Oh damn. We can't let her get the core. Let the corruption invade this area. The usually calm and composed agent lets out a roar of rage, bordering on breakdown. Chaos! There's nowhere left to run. The Inver Hetero Tower shudders violently as crimson light erupts through the scattered brilliance, corrupting the azure glow in a mere instant. Lucia, the key! Beneath the fading azure light, the unstoppable girl finally reclaims her child. Oh, damn. Finally. Melt down that core! Copy that! What? In a moment of stillness, Lucia vanishes before everyone's eyes, her frame's stealth function concealing her movements. Cradle immediately abandons the newly acquired core and dashes towards you, hoping to force Lucia out of hiding. One of the slams straight into a force field. Hey, tell her to keep going. A tidal wave of ringing floods your ears as the tower's walls tremble with violence once more. The tower's core emits a blinding crimson light as a thunderous roar shakes heaven and earth. Oh shit, yo. The end has come. The crimson storm devours all in its path. The once blazing core, like a decaying giant, crumbles and melts under an unknown pressure, its flesh and skin dissolving inch by inch. How dare you steal my child from me again! Cradle roars in fury and hurtles toward the disintegrating core, as numerous haywire crimson tides scatter through the air. Very well, this will be your grave. The Hetero Tower convulses with unprecedented violence, tremors more intense than any ever felt before. Bam! The gold affects Vonnegut's opportunistic slash. Crimson Trail quickly fading into nothing. Step back! His roar shatters into your ears, carried on in a gust of wind. Just as you will your body to move forward, every function within you suddenly shatters apart. Cradle's scythe slices straight through your abdomen. With a twist of the blade, she pulls it free, followed by blood spraying through the air. Pain tears through your every nerve as the clash of blades rings out behind you once more. Commandant! Lucia breaks through the crimson like a blood-bathed blade. Her flames blazing as she catches your falling body. Don't mind me, take her down first. Lucia has no time to respond. Her blade aims straight at Cradle in the distance. The Megacore rages within her frame as all the punching energy swirling in the air converges, transforming into power to be wielded by her. Okay. Nearby, Vonnegut raises his hand, stripping away every force field surrounding his body to see off Cradle's movements with all his might. To get through, even if you destroy the core and kill me here, you still can't eliminate Agent Zero, who draws power from the red tide. Let alone... You're the one to die, too. Okay. Oh, yo, this art, okay. Flames erupt violently, and the overwhelming blaze devours everything in an instant. Yo, this art, okay. Her unbridled rage, her lingering pain, and the hatred born from her scars. Lucia channels it all into this single strike. Stop it! As the shout rings out, an endless white devours everyone's vision. In that moment of absolute silence, the agent in black raises his arm and violently smashes Cradle's broken body deep into the rift. Okay. Immediately after, all the force fields still under his control instantly envelop the rift where the core has vanished. As the white light slowly converges back to its origin, your vision clears to reveal Vonnegut standing before the rift, exerting all his strength to uphold the force fields. Damn, okay. Damn, that was intense, man. Wow. That was intense as hell. God damn. Gosh damn, bro. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to do something real quick. But yeah, we're back. But yeah, with that said, let's keep going. I'll continue the story. I'm curious on where the story goes from here, man. But yeah, let's keep going. Pyroath of the Long Night. Alright. What are you doing? Are you going to stop me again? That's what I should be asking. Killing Cradle here won't do us any good. Vonnegut seems to harbor a deep primal fear of the torn space before him. Oh, damn. With his back to the two of you, he focuses entirely on defending against the rift. His usually composed voice now trembles with barely contained grief and anger. Grey Raven Commandant. The Hetero Tower's core is destroyed. Everything is about to go completely uncontrollable. Damn. The Red Tide is no longer under Kratos' control. While it won't become her tool to attack other eras, it will continue to breed hetero creatures here endlessly. Those mindless monsters will simply roam the Hetero Tower, advancing into other eras through the same rift where you came from. I must concentrate all my power upon upholding the force fields here. This barrier containing all of Constellia is no longer sustainable. The Red Tide and hetero creatures below will inevitably enter the Golden Age. Clutching your abdomen where Kratos' blade is pierced, you fight to set up and utter words, only to be cut short by the searing pain. Lucia immediately applies pressure to your wound in an attempt to stop the bleeding, but to little avail. What about your ascendants? It's not a viable solution, given the nature of most ascendants. Having them engage repetitive tasks while being exposed to a Hetero Tower capable of altering the past will only lead to further complications. Merge with chaos. Becoming Agent Zero is the only way to stop all of this. But you. The barrier before you consumes far less energy than the one encompassing Constellia. Why are you struggling to maintain it? Damn. Because, before he can finish his words, a luminous spike erupts from deep within the sealed rift. Damn. The razor-sharp spike moves with lightning speed. It's tearing through barrier after barrier with unstoppable force before piercing straight through the agent's body. Alright. Vonnegut? He neither answers nor cries out in pain from the grievous wound. Damn. With practiced ease, as if they were all too familiar to him, he reaches out and grasps the spike, impaling him with his bare hands, methodically breaking it down piece by piece. Okay. The deep wound on his unprotected back is left to slowly heal through punishing. I don't think I need to explain more. This is... The questioning words are cut short as another spike comes through, thrusting towards him. Damn. Once again, Vonnegut's body is pierced through. He repeats his earlier motion, crushing the crimson energy piece by piece into nothingness. Damn, bro. Okay. A new wound tears open beside the unhealed injury, as punishing's healing capabilities continue to slow down. This is the price that comes with the core's destruction. The core that leave your squad reverse didn't just control the Hetero Tower. It served as a defense mechanism as well. Now, without the core, the corruption it once held back will flood here from another world. Oh, damn. This world would bear two entirely different catastrophes at once. There would be no hope of recovery. Both your goal and mine will be equally meaningless. A spike pierces through once more, opening yet another wound. I'm the one who understands what this is. It has to be me who stops it. It's all because the core is destroyed. Despite your foresight, witnessing the events unfold before your eyes, The Doom of Despair heralds weighs heavily on your soul. Damn. Don't blame yourself. If Agent Zero had taken the core, the outcome could have been the same. I wouldn't even have the chance to defend against it. While the situation is dire, we still have avoided the worst case scenario. But now we must find a way to deal with both the Red Tide and the hetero creatures leaking into the Golden Age. Yikes. Can we fix the hetero tower's core through time rewind? Even with only one path remaining, you'll never stop searching for alternatives. Wait, the key! Looking down, she discovers that the key, after absorbing the hetero tower's core, has transformed into an eerie cubic crystal. Oh, damn. That's the key with the core stored within it. Even if you try to rewind time with it, the hetero tower won't be affected. The hetero tower is like a long tunnel. With it, you can reach different points in time within an area through various exits, but now... Damn, alright. Spikes pierce through Vonnegut's body one after another, subjecting the agent to endless torment. But now the tunnel itself is damaged. You can't fix it through interference from outside the tunnel. Oh, damn. Even from a distance, both of you can see how these few words alone are draining what little strength he has left. There's no turning back now. Only becoming Agent Zero can suppress the Red Tide and prevent the catastrophe you saw. He takes a deep breath, trying to regain his usual composure through this motion. Grey Raven Commander, would you stand idly by and allow the Red Tide consume Constellia to spread across the entire world? Once Agent Zero returns, with a sea of red tide, she will instantly complete. Never mind, you won't understand anyway. Where did he send her? The fog right behind this rift. There are many ways to enter it. The entire hetero tower is a danger zone. Without proper authority or a key, it's nearly impossible to return. What exactly is the fog? It's a zone of temporal chaos caused by corruption. According to no, there's no time to explain. Agent Zero has the authority to return here. What I'm doing now is only a temporary solution. Yeah, okay. It's time to make your choice, Grey Raven Commander. Don't you want to protect the future you've been fighting for? Vonnegut's furious roar compels you to look up and survey your surroundings. Devastation continues to spread through the shadows, while the now leaderless Red Tide flows toward the exit through the rift created by Agent Zero in the hetero tower. Oh, damn. Soon enough, it will surge toward the defenseless Constellia, slaughtering the unprepared people of the Golden Age. Over 30 years since the punishing virus outbreak, countless have already fallen in the struggle. If the Red Tide joins the fray, how many will even survive? Damn. You've been prepared for this all day long, haven't you? Indeed, the two of you standing here have long understood that there will be no returning unscathed. Every one of those tragic divergent futures stems from your present reality. If you run away now, everything you hold dear will fade into nothingness. You don't even know if your other self outside the hetero tower has already perished in these 30 years. What consequences await if you leave the tower now? Alright. Pressing against a bloody wound in your abdomen, you force yourself to sit up in Lucia's arms. Damn, alright. The sacrifice is inevitable. Then at least let it be yours to bear. Damn. I accept your proposal. Take me with you, Vaughn. Before you can finish speaking, a pair of hands grabs you firmly, nearly causing you to collapse to the ground. Oh, yo? Lucia can no longer contain her grief and fury, her entire body trembling as she clutches at your coat. Oh, the art. Her eyes dart between your eyes and the wound in your abdomen, her mouth opening and closing, yet unable to form a single word. She remains silent, and you ask no questions. As if the two of you are having a conversation through the shared silence. And now comes the time to voice the conclusion. Gently shake your head. All this time I failed to protect you. She eventually brings herself to say it. At least let me take your place. Though the dreams didn't fully reveal how Lucia came to this decision, you've long sensed it coming. Okay. Alright. Since you woke up, Lucia's been focused solely on evacuating everyone from Constellia and returning to the Hetero Tower. Neither of you have broached this final, most crucial question. How exactly will you deal with the Hetero Tower? Damn. It's as if this part has been deliberately cut out from the meticulous plan, leaving behind a telling void that speaks volumes in its silence. You knew I would refuse. I know. But I'm not choosing to die, Commandant. There's a backup force field device at the rift exit, powerful enough to cover the entire hidden underground floor. Damn. The new floor is already hard enough to find, and given what's coming, no one will venture there anymore. As long as I keep watch over the device, the red tide won't appear ahead of time. What are you talking about? This plan is worse than death itself, nothing but pure torture. We're planning to guard the rift from the very first day until the red tide shows up? What's the point? Once the Hetero Tower appears, those rifts will still... Your thoughts brought back into the endless May 3rd once again. Once the Hetero Tower appears again, the rifts will multiply, bringing forth the red tide that will destroy everything. Damn. At least this buys us time. Take the core and return to our era. And then what? Leave you here to die from exhaustion? That's not what matters. Her voice grows more agitated as she stares at the wound still seeping beneath your clothes. As long as you can escape with the core, I'll stand guard until that very moment. Do you have any idea how painful this will be? The Omega Core gives my frame infinite endurance. I can do this. That's not what I'm talking about. It's better than watching you leave. Lucia. You don't have a choice. This isn't up for discussion. Her grip on your coat slowly loosens, allowing you to lean back against the floor. Just as you once checked for a pulse, Lucia now takes her hands in hers, gently pressing them against her cheeks. A final farewell filled with warmth and an attachment she cannot bear to break. Oh, wow. Oh, and this art too. Damn. Yo, this art, man. I can't watch you die again. I'll do this even if it means defying your orders, and you won't be able to stop me, not in your injured state. Go back, Commandant. Return to our time. Return to those you love. You should be surrounded by them, living a long and happy life. This is the future I've always longed for a peaceful world, and a world where you're there. Damn. Wait for me there. I won't keep you waiting long. I'll catch up to your time soon enough. For me, it's keeping you alive. 30 years is nothing. I have no fear for whatever lies ahead. 30 years. It sounds like a white lie told to comfort a child. Will you really be able to come back? Whatever happens to me, your safe escape is all that matters. Taking on everything by yourself, that's just arrogance. You're doing the same thing right now. We've always been alike, haven't we? Our thoughts, our decisions, the things we do for each other, they've always been alike. They've always been alike. I won't compromise on this and won't even plead for your permission. Her grip tightens, her resolve set. If met with another refusal, she's prepared to knock you unconscious, if necessary, to accomplish this task. Please, please, take this as my plea. If you're really going to do this, there's at least one thing you have to do my way. Go ahead. You take the key. No. Listen to me. If you really mean what you said, then you soon catch up to my time. For me, it'd only be a matter of minutes, or maybe a few days apart. Unless you're planning to leave and never return. Damn. Moreover, I cannot predict what lies beyond the head of the tower. If something goes wrong again, I cannot guarantee the safety of the key. One last thing, if the worst really happens, use the key to save yourself. Aww. Damn. Promise me. Lucia lowers her eyes, remembering the non-ending she has seen and the final path she has chosen. Just as the visions have shown, the head of her tower's core now lies destroyed, and she will stand guard by the rift for years to come. Yet none of those visions have shown what would happen if Lucia were to hold the key. Damn. Do you really think the key can save me? In my dreams, I glimpsed someone using it to escape from the fog. Are you sure? Vonnegut let this information slip earlier as well. But asking Vonnegut now would be pointless. He never give an honest answer since he wants you dead. I just can't. I can't let you leave like this. When confronted with issues you refuse to compromise on, even your resolute voices sound strikingly alike. After a long moment of contemplation in the face of your unwavering resolve, Lucia eventually concedes with a nod of agreement. Aw, I get it now. She gently puts you down from her arms, bearing her bitterness deep inside as she composes herself once more. Lucia rises to her feet and puts away the key containing the core. Damn. Chaos promised to send us back to the right era. You can do that too, right? I can only guarantee that the bridge will assist you in going back to the moment you return to the Hetero Tower. As for your commandant, that'll take some luck. Are you certain that this plan of yours will work? Of course, and with commandant's severe injuries, it's simply impossible to complete the fusion preparations you need, even if commandant stays in the tower. Even with my approval, any mind fusion under these circumstances would be unstable. Do you really want to risk failing again? Damn. Alright, I'll do my best to help you both. There's an invisible stairway near the exit on the core level. I'll make it visible for you. Commandant. She bends down and takes out the froggy voice recorder, the gift from Yuko. Hold on to this for me and return it when we meet again. Sure. You must keep the promise. If you break the promise, I'll never forgive you. Of course. Aww. For you, it won't take too long. I'll come find you soon. Let me help you send you out of the Hetero Tower. With a forced bitter smile, she covers her eyes and speaks words that sound all too familiar. Aw. See you soon, Commandant. Damn. Oh, wow. Damn, that's a bit sad, man. Wow. Damn. What an ending, dude. Wow. But yeah. I think with that said, let's continue. Let's transform into a butterfly. Okay. Having bid farewell to her most precious one. Lucia steps into what will become her long imprisonment. Damn. Oh, yo, the art. Okay. It's live 2D this time. Okay. Through the glimpses of future information, she sees herself standing before the rift. Among the 9 possible futures, she knows this path will lead to the fewest losses. Even still, multiple possibilities await at the end of this path. Aw. Aw, that was nice, cute art. She's seen a future where, after winning the battle, she and her commandant return to the correct era with the core, reuniting with everyone. Oh, damn. She's also seen one where she fails to hold on for these 30 years, leaving the world in complete chaos. And more often, she's seen herself returning to the Hetero Tower, repeatedly battling Vonnegut only to fall to his power. Did the Commandant make it back safely? Did the Commandant receive treatment? Was Commandant able to regroup with Liv and Lee without Kratos' interference? These questions remain unanswered, and this anxiety is bound to haunt her for a very long time to come. Should she fail to endure these 30 arduous years? Should she disappoint all those relying on her? How would she ever reconcile with herself? What other choice is there? If no one restores this devastated past, the present that person could return to would cease to exist entirely. She would take it as a gamble. She and the commandant have already found the path of least sacrifice through their journey. This alone is worth being grateful for. Hey. Lucia takes out the paper four-leaf clover from her chest, gently caressing it in her palm, as she prays for a miracle at the end of her long imprisonment. Oh. No matter what happens, Grey Raven will always reunite. She speaks these words to herself as she gazes at the paper clover. She needs to believe these words. She must believe that miracles are still possible. Aw. Hey, let's go. Meanwhile, she steels herself for what's to come. No matter what, she must fulfill her final promise. Return to the court to the commandant. Hey, let's go. Gameplay time. Gameplay time! Oh, damn, okay.
Gather sunblade beyond the mist.
Okay.
这就是最后的防线，必须守住它，不能让红潮提前出现，也不能让普利亚森林公园的悲剧再重演。
Agreed, Celestial. Agreed. Agreed. It's really cool.
Gather sunblade. Rise and fly high.
Boom.
Raven's light. Severed night.
Boom.
Let the lotus bloom.
I got him.
这样才算过了几分钟。要坚持到一巨塔降临，还有多少年？指挥官已经回到我们的时代了吧？已经好好接受治疗了吧？没关系，没关系，我能坚持下去。这副机体也能让我坚持下去。
Please close your eyes and look away from her. As long as you don't watch her, battle in the dream lasts but a moment. As long as you don't watch her, suffering cannot see from dreams into reality. Oh damn! All right. 20 years later.
已经过了多久了？20年，30年，终端早就坏掉了。是啊，那是要是这样说就好了。等再见面的时候，要和指挥官提起这件事，然后回到我们一起去过的地方。会呀，一定不会。
Oh damn! Yo, okay. More of them. Let's go.
Gather sunblade. Raven's light. Severed night. Let the lotus bloom. Beyond the mist.
Boom.
And the abyss.
Got him.
Yeah. 指挥官，我好想你，好想见你。
Yeah, thanks, Celestial. Oh, damn. Wake up and don't watch as time tears her apart. Wake up and let this torment end, even if only in dreams. Don't look at her anymore. Please don't look at her anymore. Oh, damn. Aww. Oh, yo. Okay.
Gather Sunblade! Let the lotus bloom! You fall beyond the mist and the abyss!
Boom.
Gather Sunblade! We'll meet again. Gather Sunblade! We'll meet again. Gather Sunblade! Rise and fly high! You fall back first.
Bro, what the fuck, man?
Gather
Bro, this is
Sunblade!
bullshit, man. Bro, what is this bullshit, bro?
We'll meet again. Let the lotus bloom. Gather. 该结束了。
Okay, damn, there we go. Bro. Bro, that was bullshit. That end was their bullshit. Okay, damn, okay. Yeah, agreed. It looked really cool, too. Agreed, Celestial. The end of the dream is engulfed by an endless white fog. Okay. Time seems to fade away and all sound ceases to exist. Everything disappears, dissolving into the true domain of the fog. Her decision Our parting becomes scissors that... over this unending passage of time, ruthlessly sever all that could be stripped away from her, yet purely sparing her life alone. Damn, okay. She remains alive, nothing more than alive. The buzzing key in her hand serves as her reminder. She still has her life left to lose. Oh, damn. Yo? Wow. What an ending, dude. Well, damn. And that's the end of that section. Damn. Okay, then. God damn. Alright. Okay. Agreed, Celestial. That was. That was amazing. That was an amazing end to that section, for real. What an amazing end to that section, man. Holy. That was intense. That was insane, man. Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, thanks, guys. Fuzzy, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, that was great, dude. Wow. Oh, I love the cutscene there, man. That was just great. Although I will say, the last batch of enemies there was BS, man. That was BS, bro. They kept spamming that. They kept spamming that attack, man. That like teleport attack, man. That is so annoying. But yeah, great stuff. Yeah, for real. For real, Celestial. But yeah. Overall, man, just great stuff, dude. But yeah. Just great stuff. Fair enough, Celestial. Yeah, true. True. Fair, Celestial, fair. But man, that cutscene at the end was great. I loved it. Man, just good stuff, man. But yeah, I think with that said, this will probably be the last node story thing we do today. So yeah, with that said, let's go. Slaughterhouse number 5. At the end of the white fog, the Grave Room Commandant sinks into a new dream. Okay. In this dream of a man... Yeah. Interesting title for real, Celestial. This dream of a madman, perspectives spiral into chaos. He possesses multiple identities, often unable to distinguish who he truly is. At times, he's a renowned professor. At others, his consciousness drifts through the manic delusions of countless murderers. Damn. He becomes a victim burned alive in the museum, then turns into the perpetrator who avenges her death. Oh, damn. Damn. He tends to patients with healing hands, then slaughters the entire hospital with a loosened mind. For a long time, he lives in constant stage fright, never knowing which consciousness dwelling within his body will take the spotlight next, what intentions they will harbor, or what consequences they will bring. Okay. Upon becoming Vonnegut, becoming an agent, and being reborn in a new vessel, he begins constantly trimming away at his own mind data. Only by cutting away the uncontrollable and unnecessary parts, preserving what is controllable and meaningful, can he truly become himself. Ah, Vonnegut art! There he... Ah, Vonnegut art! Oh. Vonnegut compiles what remains of himself into a chaotic report, like an undelivered last will, forever put away in his terminal. It begins thus. Nemo was a sickly child from birth. After graduation, he underwent the construct surgery. Yet he felt no gratitude for his father's arrangements or this increasingly widespread technology. Instead, he saw in mind data and upload technology the harbingers of war and fundamental flaws. Okay, we're getting his backstory. Okay. He abandoned the great expectations his father had placed in him, refusing to add fuel to the approaching fires of war. Instead, he put his tireless construct body to use by pursuing a license as a psychiatric physician. His father berated him as a coward who'd given up eating for fear of choking. Too afraid to pursue the advancement of civilization and technology, Nemo offered no defense, and from that day forward, cut all ties with his family. Yeah, I guess it is Celestial. It looks like it. It wasn't until years later, after working at a rural psychiatric hospital, that Nemo reconnected with his father. He encountered the initial victims of the chaos contamination. Yeah, agreed, Celestial. Agreed. Dr. Nemo, we've already ran tests on the patient in bed 12 the day before yesterday. Why are you requesting additional examinations? Several readings seem abnormal. The same ones you've been reporting? Just forget about it. It's clear schizophrenia, no matter how you look at it. We have plenty of patients with similar symptoms. Why are you so fixated on this one? We have other patients showing similar abnormalities. Yeah, I'd say it's best to let it go. Your reports on bed 12 never really caught anyone's eye before. The hospital's already swamped. Don't add more stress for yourself. If you're really set on following it through, take it to a major hospital. A small facility like ours doesn't have the proper equipment anyway. No one cared, and no one thought about investigating. After careful deliberation, Nemo compiled his findings into a report and sent it to his father, whom he hadn't contacted in years. Damn. Days later, a mysterious fire broke out in the inpatient department. Security, hold the patients down and get them to the first floor. Don't let any of them escape. We've got bed 12 under control, but bed 13, security. Let go of me. There's no time left. Everyone must know the truth. We need to evacuate now. The fire is still spreading. Putting this guy down first. He's gonna make trouble for us on the way down if we don't. Out if we don't. Dear Dr. Nemo. Hold him down. I'm going to inject him with phosphorul disodium. But it's weight. I remember his weight and dosage. We need to administer it now. Keep him steady. The three of them pinned the struggling man down on the relatively safe stairway as Nemo prepared to inject the sedative when suddenly... Hey, did you hear something? No sooner were the words out of his mouth than the oxygen line in the ward violently exploded. The blast sent the railing crashing into the wall, hurling it toward the three people straining the patient. Okay. The investigation concluded that the incident was caused by degraded electrical wiring, despite having been inspected just last month, which resulted in the fire. Several patients attempted to flee during the chaos, but were later caught and transferred to a larger hospital. Yeah, whoa, for real, Celestial. Damn. Only Nemo survived, having become a construct, though he left the hospital taking responsibility for the incident. This twist of fate inadvertently saved him from being further infected by chaos contamination. The incident was later classified as an anomalous event triggered by the termination of a chaos contamination incubation cycle. The Vanguard team conducted an investigation and implemented corrective measures. However, as long as the chaos contamination remained uncontained, any attempt to correct the past would only lead to the same outcome, or something even worse. This is our fault. We should have left the past alone. Things wouldn't have turned out like this. Damn. It's far too late for that now. We're outliers to those infected. To solve it from the root, you have to be the one to do it. Kill them, Nemo. Release them from their suffering. Oh, damn. The dream's vision suddenly ends here. Traveling through the fog and stars before settling in a place not entirely unfamiliar. Oh, Kilgore Trout. Oh, yo, okay. So this is Kilgore Trout, huh? So this is what he looked like, huh? Before he became Vonnegut, huh? So this is what he looked like, huh? It should have been just another ordinary afternoon when Professor Trout was invited to provide pro bono and medical services at the Science Council's internal hospital. Yeah, that's what he looked like. For real, Celestial. That's what he looked like. While waiting for the next patient, he received a cryptic message. 0-point energy will cause... The message came with an attachment that cannot be opened. Trout paid little mind to it at first. Being a well-known figure, he was accustomed to the ornament message that often flooded his inbox. It was this particular timestamp that caught his attention. December 25th, 2197. The date displayed in the top left corner of his terminal read December 25th, 2150. A message from the future. Just as he tried to examine it more closely, the mail vanished, replaced by new content. Contamination report. This message also came with an inaccessible attachment. Once again, it only lasted for a second before vanishing and being replaced by new content. Chaos data. Still an inaccessible attachment and mail content that vanished instantly. Construct technology force field data. Still the same as before, continued to intrigue Trout, but interest was all it could remain. The messages could not be opened or even recorded, leaving Trout at a dead end. Note, according to Nemo, the Vanguard team had attempted to send data to the Science Council of the past. These messages contained warnings about 0-point energy attracting the contaminated mimetic, from researching reports on contaminating mimetics. Data about the chaos contamination, information on contract technology and force fields. Even without human carriers, the very act of sending information and data to the past would result in chaos contamination corrupting the messages. These messages randomly scattered to various locations. Most people never even saw their fleeting contents, and those who did simply dismissed them as spam or virus notifications. To turn the tide of defeat, time travel is essential, but using time travel would only further spread the chaos contamination. The future where Nemo exists is already beyond salvation. To this day, it remains unknown if the Dominic in this world, or the person bearing the same expectations, ever received similar messages. Whether they too were unable to read the complete contents, or if they read everything but made different plans. In a different handwriting, he was never one to back down. He would never stop exploring just because zero-point energy might attract the contaminating mimetic. Regardless, those mysterious messages came to an abrupt end here. Damn. 1 week later, at the same location and precisely at noon, Trout received another message from the future. Hello, how's the world where you are? This time, the message did not vanish. Driven by curiosity and seeking a bit of entertainment, Trout composed a reply. Hello, I'm glad to receive your message. The world I'm in isn't ideal. We have plenty of perfectly healthy lunatics going around hurting people. But a minute passed before another message arrived, but its sending date was several days later than the previous one. You also need and kill the infected. Symptoms are similar to schizophrenia. They have typical, and the only solution is to kill them preemptively. Although the term the infected eluded Trout's comprehension, he was already writing a book detailing his manipulation and coercion of individuals deemed not guilty by reason of insanity into taking their own lives. Revealing a few secrets to the mysterious sender in exchange for a sense of openness did not strike Trout as a bad move. Yes, it seems we share the same regrets. How many have gotten rid of yourself? When the reply arrived, its sending date was actually sent in several months earlier than before, as if the sender's time was constantly being altered. Hospital, 106 people. Soon after, he received another message with an even earlier sending date. 107, my father too. Damn. Alright, with this, you've taken care of the infected ones within your reach. Keep the force field equipped protective suit. Welcome to the Vanguard team. I don't want to. Where are you off to next, then? Planning to atone for those you killed by taking your own life? I'm just tired of it all. Our team is running short on capable people, and your father even spoke of you to Dominic before he was infected. If you truly wish to die, make it count for something at least. At this rate, there won't be a single living human left in this world soon. Then how about this? Dominic's next plan might call for a sacrifice. Well, give me an answer. Sure. Damn. For Professor Kilgore Shroud, who stayed at the Science Council to provide free medical consultation, the third message from the future arrived just a few days after the previous one. The sender, however, seemed like someone on a business trip. The time of transmission kept changing along with their location. Is there someone Dominic World where you? Are you referring to the founder of the Science Council? Yes, please find Dominic. I'm assuming that's supposed to say Dominic. I went looking, but didn't get to meet Dominic. I'll try again later. Please find Dominic. Okay. I didn't get to meet that busy person today, but I'll catch up with Dominic's assistant and shared these future messages with her. She denied everything, brushed it off as a prank, and mentioned that the Science Council had no intentions of developing a time machine. Dominic for Guard Team? Vanguard Team? I met with Dominic today and brought up these messages again. Dominic claimed to have no recollection of them, similar to what the assistant said. Forgot? He abandoned the team? Why? Maybe this disregard was needed. While we talked, I felt like it wasn't that Dominic completely forgot. Those details just didn't seem to matter that much to Dominic. Damn. What I mean is Dominic's attitude was more like someone who just heard bits and pieces about future events. Perhaps this Dominic isn't the one person you're looking for, but rather someone whose situation is similar to the relationship between you and me. This is merely speculation, of course. Will you trust help us? I've grown weary of this world. I'm open to some crazy projects, but you need to tell me what exactly needs to be done first. Besides that, I have one last personal matter to attend to. Damn, alright. Professor Kilgore Trout makes public confession in his new autobiography. A reporter from a news agency received the latest novel by Professor Kilgore Trout. Except for his early life anecdotes, the book details how the protagonist, a psychiatrist of 15 years, manipulated and drove 13 individuals to suicide. All were patients he had treated for mental illnesses, with the latter half of the book including the actual case files of the 13 patients. Damn. One of the patients bore an identical name to the mastermind behind the museum arson case from 15 years ago. Professor Trout's family members were among the victims of that incident. After repeated verification of the book's authenticity, the reporter decided to report to the police. Damn, alright. 7/4/11. People initiated a joint petition from March in support of Professor Kilgore Trout. As a renowned psychiatrist and psychologist, Professor Kilgore Trout has helped countless patients and assisted the police in solving numerous cold cases. 13 people incited to commit suicide on criminal records were largely exempt from punishment due to their mental illnesses. Damn, alright. According to the reporter's detailed investigation, during the 15 years Professor Trout worked as a psychiatrist, he assisted the police in identifying around 100 criminal cases involving mentally ill individuals, with 13 believed to have been driven to suicide. In an interview, he disclosed his motive to test if those who justify murder with mental illnesses would themselves resort to the same reasoning for suicide. Okay. And yet it still hasn't stopped people from speaking out for him. So far, 7,411 people have initiated a joint petition online and organized an offline march. Alright. Damn. Termination of sentence for Professor Kilgore Trout may prove difficult. The police have yet to discover further evidence linking Professor Kilgore Trout to the 13 suicides after his last autobiography was sent out. Supporters have raised doubts about whether the autobiography was actually written by Professor Kilgore Trout himself. Was it by a journalist who had been bribed to send the professor's reputation down the drain? Was the professor forced to write the autobiography? Damn. Professor Trout signed death row inmate body experiment agreement. Before leaving, he smiles as the reporter says, I want to delve into more possibilities before the world meets its end, regardless of where I may find myself. Okay. Significant progress made in an experiment for uploading mind data. Mind data cannot be fully integrated into humanoid bodies. These entities are designated as constructs. Reports indicate that after his consciousness was digitized, Professor Trout offered invaluable information and methodical insights to his researchers, propelling the advancement of construct research to new heights. Okay. Damn, alright. Incident report. Kilgore Trout's mind data has been lost. It's as if it was deleted, but that's impossible. Someone must be helping him. Consciousness data doesn't just vanish into thin air. This demands immediate investigation. He escaped. Oh? Now, I hope doing well, Professor Trout. Our current technology is limited. My consciousness is cluttered with too many other voices, but the digitization process remains necessary. You seek someone to take over Agent Zero's authority. I'm curious to see what possessing such power would be like, but first, one must shed their human vessel. But my limited. I hope Dominic will preparations, or this will all be in vain. Of course, if everything, we don't have any room to intervene. Let's treat this as a contingency then. After all, this world still lacks the means to freely rewind time. Why didn't you tell everyone about the warning? Do you think that would have made any difference? Damn. Oh, Lethos. Oh, past Lethos. Okay. Huh. Mister, is this the place? Following Trout's instructions, Lethos carried the container housing Trout's consciousness and lurked in Constellia for days before finally sneaking into the underground hidden floor. After a long wait, precisely at the ignition of Zero Point Reactor 1 and the outbreak of the punishing virus, a strange rift materialized before Lethos. A young man staggered out of the rift, collapsed before Lethos, and reached out his hand. Give me Trout's consciousness. Yeah, that's Lethos. Yeah, I remember him. That marked their first encounter. What happened to the Hetero Tower's core you mentioned? Yeah, I remember Lethos, yeah. The core can't be destroyed, and neither can Agent Zero. If I brought the core with me, she would follow, so I left it with the bridge. As Nemo predicted, the contaminating mimetic of this world did not appear, likely due to Dominic's more thorough preparations. Alright. Yet the rift that the bridge across dreams failed to seal still stood as a subtle reminder. The future threat remained uneliminated. Agent Zero still existed, and the Hetero Tower would appear again. Perhaps he should have never come here at all. Perhaps he should have perished there along with everyone from that future. But would that truly solve everything once and for all? Moreover, everything he had witnessed continued to remind him. Merely containing the contaminating mimetic within Gestalt was far from enough. Damn. At the moment, Vonnegut sits in his room, poring over these records. His consciousness merged with those of the numerous death row inmates who participated in mind digitization experiments, was implanted in Nemo's body. For an impossibly long time, his mind remained in chaos. Noises constantly interfered with his thoughts, sometimes even disrupting his actions, a maddening loss of control for a professor who had always carried himself with such composure. Damn. Though terrified by these occasional glimpses of erratic behavior, Lethos remained steadfast by the professor's side. After all, this was the man who once saved his life. Alright. It was during that time that he gradually became aware of Luna's transformation into an agent. Though careful of observation, he unraveled how she connected to the Ascension network. A coincidence, yes, but one that could be replicated. Alright. The others who merged with its consciousness in the mind could inherently increase the weight of information. After an extensive process of organization, he finally obtained power equal to that of an agent. Alright. To maintain control, he must trim away the noises, excise unwanted consciousnesses. Yet to maintain his authority as an agent, he must preserve these very same consciousnesses. Even now, these chaotic, remorseful voices continue to urge forward both filtering and evolution. They yearn to leave regret behind, to become truly omnipotent. Damn, alright. Even now. The slightest lapse sends him spiraling into dreams of madness. Damn, alright. Who exactly am I? Am I truly lucid and in control of the self that I am? Oh, okay. Oh, so this is what he looks like without the mask. Okay. Huh, so that's what he looks like without the mask. Okay. Damn, alright. Under these persistent self-interrogations, he donned his mask, maintaining a sense of intentionally disquieting habits, all to keep every consciousness within his mind on edge, to ensure his own existence. This collection of chaotic memories when made whole, the mask bestowed upon them a singular unified identity. These self-imposed moments of discomfort served as a way to verify whether he still maintained control over himself. Torn between these two states, he silently endured the first 2 decades of following the outbreak of the punishing virus. This world seemed peaceful enough. The punishing virus, in contrast to the chaos contamination, proved more detectable and less lethal. Yet it remained dangerous, harboring at the very least the potential for catastrophe. Oh, damn. The premonition of his came true the moment of the red tide erupted. Yet the traits of the red tide, particularly those red tide projections, heralded an entirely new possibility. Every voice within his mind called out with their remorse, hoping the red tide could preserve the deceased and grant the lost souls a second chance at life. Damn, alright. Even now, he could still vividly recall the turmoil at that time. It seemed to have taken him tremendous effort before he finally managed to regain his sense of purpose. He still resolved to trim away and excise the others from his mind. Okay. Damn, alright. Mister, I'm glad you made this decision and decided to operate on me. And trusted the operation. Glad you made the decision and trusted the operation to me. As his mind finally grew clearer, he began to notice that the origin of the red tide bore striking similarities to chaos contamination. Alright. It seemed everything was far from over. Was it the fog? Had it seeped into somewhere unnoticed? Countless questions lingered amid the noises, offering no definitive answers. Mister, this will be your 3rd operation. It might damage your mind. Damn. The more he faced the red tide, the more apparent the Hetero Tower's growth became. He must prepare the key now. Losing the Hetero Tower would be more catastrophic than anything else. Damn. Make hetero creatures more human? Oh, this is the Lethos we know and love, huh? Let's begin with the creatures like those on Earth. Fish or insects will suffice. We should take this experiment one step at a time. He never revealed his true intentions to Lethos. Advancing the red tide's evolution aligned perfectly with the whispers from the Ascension Network. Lethos eagerly embraced this mission. Okay. Upon reviewing the existing data, Vonnegut rubs his pen in contemplation before updating the new records on his terminal. Alright. Due to the Constelli incident, Chico Kirishima's mind has remained stable. Babylonia has obtained more complete data through her elimination. As the specific contexts remain unknown, it's unclear whether the humans are devising countermeasures or if the increased volume of data is simply prolonging the analysis process. Okay. The Hetero Tower's manifestation was one month later than the previous time. It's still earlier than initially estimated. Last time, its premature appearance might have been due to the humans completing the preparations and establishing positioning coordinates. This time, it may be because Agent Zero has regained full authority. The silver lining is that even after its manifestation, the Hetero Tower still lacks a core, preventing Agent Zero from seizing it. Okay. And now, Vonnegut glances at the time, May 10th. According to the correct timeline, the Grey Raven Commandant has been missing for just over a month. The Cradle of Deep Blue project continues to advance, though he's faced numerous failures in the process. Each key discovered has proven imperfect. After repeated tests, only the Grey Raven Commandant has proved compatible with his plans. Everyone else has encountered varying degrees of complications. If we were to place this true commandant right before him, rescued from the Hetero Tower into the Cradle of Deep Blue. Damn. No point in feigning sleep now that you're awake. Oh, damn. He speaks to the person lying in the bed a few steps away. Okay, damn. Well, okay then. Well, damn. Okay. Wow, that's been good. That was good, man. Damn. Okay. That's a good opening. I like that. Well, damn. Okay. Okay. Damn, a lot happened during this stream. Damn. This story. Damn. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, Celestial. A lot happened, man. Jesus. But yeah, great, great stuff, man. I loved... yeah, fuzzy. Lots of good music, lots of good storytelling so far. I loved it. But yeah, we're almost done. But yeah, the story is almost done. The chapter is almost done, so yeah, damn. We're almost done. Got 6 more. But yeah. Overall, man, just great, great stuff. I loved it. It was just... I loved diving in. I loved how we dived into more of Vonnegut's backstory. And also, I loved how... we got more time with Lucia and stuff. And we really did feel like the world is gonna end as well. And stuff like that. But yeah, just great, great stuff, dude. I love it. But yeah. Honestly, I think with that said, this was just an honestly great chapter, man. Just great stuff, dude. But yeah. Just some good ass shit. I'm very happy, man. I'm very, very happy with it. But yeah, good stuff all around, dude. Oh, that was cute. But yeah, just great, great stuff, dude. This is just a good story, man, overall. Oh, yo, okay. But yeah, overall, man, the story was just great. Yeah. But yeah, I think with that said, probably gonna end stream here. Okay. Probably will end stream here. So yeah. We will be streaming again on Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. We will be doing we will be having the VTuber debut on Saturday. So be there or be square. Super excited for that stream on Saturday. So yeah, hopefully you'll be there. And hopefully be there and be square. So yeah. Look if yeah, it was fun, Celestial. But yeah. So be there for the stream. Be there or be square. Yeah, for real, Celestial. But yeah, overall, fun times all around. But yeah. Big things. Big things. But yeah. Overall, just great stuff. Great stream. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are looking forward to it. Glad you guys are looking forward to it, guys. Fuzzy and Celestial. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the stream. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to drop a like on the stream. And also let me know what And also be sure to drop subscribe and a follow and drop a comment down the stream, down in the comments below. Thank you guys again so much for tuning into the stream again. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and interacting. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember to stay humble, be kind to people. I'll see you guys later.